Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And in this video, very quick, wanted to go over my troubleshooting of this small engine on a Toro recycler. I've already removed it from the mower, and the reason why it's in here for service today is because the customer hit something with the blade. The blade was destroyed, so I'll have to replace that. But what I found out was that so much damage had happened. Thankfully, he did not bend the output shaft here, but what he did do is the following. So he destroyed the blade, had to replace that. It also partially sheared the flywheel key, which if I can try to get a picture of it here, I'll try my best to show you what happened. Right there is where the sheared flywheel key is, and unfortunately it also destroyed the keyway in the flywheel, which has to be replaced as well. And these small engines, this one is in particular, I think about almost 10 years old. I told him, hey, you know what? It's a good idea to replace the ignition coils because over time these do wear out. So I said, hey, for an extra 20 bucks, replace the ignition coil. So even after all that work and replacing the flywheel, the key, the ignition coil for good measure, which I really didn't have to do, but it was a good thing to do since I had it apart, it still wouldn't start, which told me that there was more internal engine damage. So I took it apart, and lo and behold, here's why it is not starting. If you've checked everything else, this is why the engine won't start. This is your timing gear, and here's your camshaft. One, I could see how cheaply made these engines are these days. I pull this out. This is the camshaft. It's made of plastic. $45. There's nothing wrong with this, but it's made of plastic. Not something I like. And the reason why it's rocking so much on the crankshaft here is because this plastic gear failed. There's a piece that's supposed to go into the groove right here, and that was what was causing it to not start, in addition to all the other parts that were broken. So here is the part number for the new timing gear, which happens to be metal. You'll be able to replace it with a true metal piece. And it also had this metal bushing or this metal washer on top of the plastic one. The instructions tell you specifically to get rid of this. So you do not need this spacer anymore. You just put in the new metal timing gear. Here's the part number for the replacement flywheel key, the Woodruff key it's called. Here is the part number for the replacement flywheel, which, to note, the original flywheel did not have the pinion teeth on the bottom here, so the new one actually comes with the pinion teeth if you had an electric start. Some of the push mowers came with that option. We'll need a new crankcase seal, which the part is right here. The only part that I don't need to replace because it's still good is the PTO seal. We'll go ahead and leave that in place. I'll just make sure to put some assembly lube so we don't roll that seal. We can still reuse that. And once we get everything back together, this engine should fire right up.